Welcome to Operation Side Hustle with Piers. My name's Piers and the goal of this channel is to grow £25 into £25,000. I'm in the business of flipping stuff. I flip a lot of mobility scooters. I'm starting to flip sofas. I've just got the photographs taken of this red kind of go-go lookalike scooter. Gonna get that listed on Facebook, I wanna say for about £280. I paid £150 for it. It's actually still Sunday, but I am dropping off a scooter super early tomorrow morning. I'm making a sale for £280 and I paid £130 for that one. So that's a really nice profit. That doesn't happen a huge amount. I tend to sell about the £250 mark. The £280s really are when I get a really nice piece. So that was a really nice go-go scooter. This is also a really, really nice scooter. It's got a really nice, good quality seat, good quality battery. It's kind of like the digital display. Yeah. That one I reckon will sell for £280 as well. But yeah, kicking this video off with a quick sale, which is great, and I'll see you in the morning when we're dropping it off. Wow, that was a good start to the morning. I've just dropped off the scooter. It was the red go-go scooter. I think I paid £130 for it, but I sold it for £275. I had it listed for £280. The guy agreed to £280 and then bizarrely gave me £275. And I couldn't be bothered to quibble about £5. So yeah, good start to the morning. Heading to work now. And I'm home. I haven't touched base with you guys. I'm going to take you out to the car in just a second. But this evening, it's Monday evening, I've just picked up 2 mobility scooters. And I've also picked up a heater. I ended up paying £20 for like an oil-filled radiator. I have just fed my dogs, and if your dogs are anything like my 2 dogs, I give them dinner and then they sit in front of the fridge and they demand more dinner. So yeah, this one's Bella and this one's Margot. Bella is almost 10 years old now, so she's been with me for a long time. And then Margot, we've had her since February 2024, so it's sort of March time now. And yeah, they're my 2 girls. But right, gonna head out to the car, get these 2 scooters unloaded, and then try and get these photos taken. Let's get to it. Right, I have just got the 2 scooters that I picked up this evening unloaded. So the blue one and the red one, I paid £150 for the blue one. And the blue one's actually, it's an Apex scooter, which you can just see there. It's from Pride, who do the Go-Go's, which is this one here. But I basically never ever get this brand. This brand is always super expensive. I don't really know why. It's the same kind of overarching brand. It's like, you know, the Ford, which is the Pride, and then it's the Apex and whatever it be, the Ford Fiesta, the Ford whatever. But yeah, like an interesting pickup for me. And then I paid £100 for this one here, which is a comfy rider from memory. This one has some issues. This one's got the old school battery pack where you have to plug the connector in at the side. And essentially, when you go over some bumpy ground, I'm presuming that there's a loose connection and it cuts out. So you just have to turn the key off or turn it off and then back on again, and it seems to work fine. Selling it might be a bit of an issue though with that issue, so I'm gonna have a look at it, and I'm hoping maybe there's like a loose connection or like a loose solder, and maybe I can just solder it, or probably knowing me, just wrap some black tape around it. But got both those photos taken. I'm gonna list the blue one for £280. I don't normally go that high, but over the last couple of days, the scooter that I sold earlier today, I sold for £275. It should have been £280. These like good brands, I seem to be selling them for £280 at the moment, so I'm going to keep trying. And then this one, I'm going to try and sell that for £200. And then I've got the other 3. Got the Go-Go with the big 18 amp battery pack. I've got the kind of knockoff, and then I've got the, I think it's a shop rider that's got new batteries in it as well. The big update, and I'm going to zoom out. Oh my god, I realise I'm chatting for absolutely ages. The room smells amazing. You walk through the front door and you're hit with a fragrant scent. So I'm pleased to say that has worked. My dehumidifier didn't do a great job, took out a little bit of water. I have actually picked up a radiator. I think I said in the last clip, an awful radiator. I need to go and get that out the car, and then I'm gonna put it somewhere. It's probably gonna have to go here. But yeah, good Monday, not time for a quick check-in. It's Thursday evening. I've had a pretty difficult week with Facebook and listings. The sofas don't seem to be getting a huge number of click-throughs, so I'm trying a couple of different words and keywords on the kind of the titles and so on. But mobility scooters, I have basically not been able to list anything all week. I seem to have figured it out, and I kind of got them listed last night. And I've had a couple of messages today. I've got a lady coming to look at one of the go-go scooters, the one with the big battery pack. So I'm going to put you guys down, get the scooter out of the office, and hopefully make a sale. So I'll touch base with you once we've had some feedback. See you in a bit. Right, checking in. It is Friday evening, and it's been a pretty slow week, is the honest truth. I think I said to you in the last clip, which was maybe Thursday night, that I was having some trouble listing the scooters, and that has been the case. I've had them listed now for about 48 hours, and I've been getting some traction. So I've sold the blue one. I've got to drop that off tomorrow. I've sold that for £250. I had it listed for £280. But someone was really pushing me and negotiating with me. I've got another buyer for this one. They were looking at maybe getting it dropped off on Sunday, but they've just come back asking if they can delay until next week. So if I can sell the blue one, that'll be 3 sales for the week. Hopefully I can pick up another sale maybe tonight, tomorrow, and or Sunday, and that'd be 4 sales for the week, which would be really good. I'm pretty busy this weekend, so I'm going to be struggling to get stock. So I'm thinking if I can sell 2, I'll have 2 left. And then I'll try and pick 1 up at some point, kind of have 3 in stock if I can, or potentially 4 if I don't end up selling the other one. But for a slow week, if we can make 3 sales, that is pretty good. I tend to try and like to sell 4 things a week. I've actually sold the air bike that I had, so I'm getting 100 quid for that as well, which is kind of quite nice. I think I only paid about 40 for that, but that was a long time ago. I've had absolutely 0 luck with these sofas. So my plan for this weekend is I'm going to set them up again, and I'm going to try and take some better photographs. I don't know if the photos are the issue. I've barely had any clicks on them. So on average, I get about 50 clicks onto my mobility scooters before I make a sale. That tends to be about the number, sometimes less, sometimes more. But with the sofas, I've only had, I think it was like 15 clicks and about 25 clicks. So that to me says that the photos aren't good enough, because no one's clicking onto it and thinking, oh, that looks good. I don't know if I might try and set the sofas up in here and get the photos taken in here, if maybe I can create some sort of staging area here. That doesn't really have a very good long-term kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? That won't really work long-term. So I'm going to have to come up with a plan. I was thinking to myself, the space down there would be ideal to take photographs, because I could set it up, I could take a wide angle shot. I've got a nice kind of background and a backdrop, but getting that space clear would be an absolute nightmare. But I need to go and get the exercise bike out, because I'm going to sell that tomorrow, and then I'm going to get this blue one loaded up now, because I'm selling that in the afternoon. So yeah, 3 sales so far for the week, plus the air bike. Not a bad week. Could do with maybe 1 more sale, try and get the weekly profit up to about the £400 mark. But yeah, let's keep at it. Good afternoon. I'm checking in. I'm phoning for a little rant. It's Saturday evening, and I've had just the biggest failure of a day ever. I was supposed to sell 2 scooters today. Both individuals cancelled last minute. I had one that I was due to drop off in the morning, and she cancelled. And then I had a second one where they were due to come and have a look at it, and they've cancelled. I then rearranged one of them to tomorrow, so I was going to drop it off at 4 o'clock, and she's just cancelled again. So I've got the 1 sale booked in for tomorrow morning. I'm going to drop that one off at 9 a.m. But at the moment it's going to be 3 sales for the week, which is kind of probably a sale below where I want to be. I kind of want to be at 4 sales per week, but yeah, just a really frustrating day. Lots of messages, but not a lot of action. Good morning, it is bright and early. Time to get the blue Pride Apex loaded up. Got to go and get that one delivered. And I'm being paid £250 plus £10 of delivery. Right, that's everything loaded up. Let's go and get this scooter delivered. I have just dropped off the blue Apex scooter. So I paid £150 for that one. I've just sold it for £250, which I think takes our profit for the week up to about the 340 mark. So a slower week for me, but still pretty good going considering it's just something that I do on the side. £340 is a pretty good week. So gonna head home now, got a busy day, gonna head out with the family and spend a day. And then I'm gonna try and pick up a scooter at 4 o'clock. So that'll put me back up to 4 units or 4 pieces of stock. And then I'm also gonna try and unload all of the sofas and get some new photos taken. So a busy day ahead. Right, good afternoon. It's a little bit later in the afternoon. I dropped off the scooter this morning and then I was supposed to be picking one up this afternoon, but I got home way too late, sort of about 5 o'clock. I need to put my kids down to bed at around about 6:15. They start their bedtime routine. But I have got 45 minutes, so you've just seen me. I've just kind of loaded up this sofa and I've just taken some new photographs. So I'll put those on the screen now. And my goal now is I'm going to give the other sofa a quick wash. I think the photos that I've been able to take out there of the other sofas look way, way better. And I think I might have said to you in a previous clip, but my click-through rates on the sofas have been really, really low, which basically means the photos are rubbish, because what do you see first? You see the photos. So if the photos are no good, that's the reason why typically, where your click-through rate is low. I think I've said to you guys, with my scooter, it tends to be about 50 clicks. 50 clicks tends to lead to about a sale, roughly. Obviously there's some plus and minus. So I'm gonna get this one cleaned up. I'm gonna do it outside. I haven't cleaned it yet. I'm gonna get the spot wash out and then I'm gonna take some photos. So yeah, I'll bring you guys along. Let's get to it. Right, that's the sofa cleaned. That took about 19 minutes all in. So 19 plus, I think actually probably about 10 minutes worth of drill brushing. You guys can't see, I bet, from the camera, but the color difference is incredible. When I was brushing it with the drill brush, it was just coming up a completely different color. So that was way more efficient. So if that's taking me half an hour now, let's say I get that down and get the process improved to like 20 minutes, that's pretty good. It makes a massive difference that it's sunny. So I'm gonna take the photos now while it's still sunny outside and then get these things relisted. I'm gonna put up 2 listings. So I'm gonna keep the original listing plus the new photos to hopefully get double whammy. We'll see how we go. Wow, that turned into a busy Sunday. So you guys saw me, I got all the sofas re-photographed and I've now got those back up listed. I also got this gray one cleaned and that seems to have made it come out a little bit better. One thing that I did notice when I took the photographs of the grey one that I cleaned, because it was slightly later, the sun had actually gone down and I was starting to get some weird shadows, so I didn't get the best photos. So I might end up just quickly running this one out again and just taking some more photos. But I've got them all listed. Obviously I've got them, all the cushions drying, although in fairness it's been about 5 hours and they are completely dry. So I wanted to do a quick wrap up. I only made 3 sales this week, which came to a profit of around about £345, £350 give or take, which takes the channel net worth now to £16,972, which means we're progressing along nicely. I would really like to have a good week coming up. I've got 3 scooters in stock. In theory, around about £750 worth of stock just sitting there. And then I've got the 2 sofas. I would like, ideally, if I can, like to shift everything in this room. I want to shift at least 1 sofa next week. That is like the minimum goal. And I want to try and get 3 scooters sold as well. I want to do at minimum 4 sales a week. So I'll have to pick up a couple of scooters next week. I haven't had a chance to pick anything up this weekend. So I will try and drip feed that in. Ideally want to be holding at least 4 pieces of stock. Trying to make 4 sales a week. 4 or 5 pieces of stock tends to be about the sweet spot. I have got myself kind of lined up some sort of like go-go type scooter to pick up tomorrow morning at about 7:30. So I'll be up nice and early to pick that up, and then I'll get that one listed. But yeah, not bad week, not the best. Made some progress with the sofas. I hope to get those photographs up. We'll see how those listings go. I think when I last looked, there'd already been 15 clicks on one of them. So that to me straight away says that I've got either better keywords and or better photos, hopefully a combination of both. But yeah, great week. Look forward to seeing you next week. Thank you guys for tuning in. If you haven't, please hit subscribe, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye.